Stanley's performance and maybe make it more mediocre, like a 20 kill, 15 kill game, then suddenly, you know, he's basically single-handedly carried them over that finish line versus Infuse. Obviously, last week, beating out Excel on Inferno. The thing is, I imagine Reason Gaming have seen Endpoint play Train, they've seen them play Inferno, and they saw far more weakness in their Inferno. If you remember as well, Jack, Endpoint were 11-6 down on their T side, and Fasha had that crazy round of the pistols in the CZ towards A, and somehow, someway, Endpoint won 8 rounds in a row. So, question is, can Endpoint get a better start than they did last week versus Excel? And Reason Gaming, what tricks have they got stored away for us?
Let's see what they're going to whip out of their bag of tricks, what shenanigans they have up their sleeve. It'll be like a wizard, Snods. It'll be quite interesting, like a magician, but obviously he'll be, instead of bending spoons, he's finding headshots.
What's coming out the hat today? Anyway, P comes out towards middle already. YNC towards Vietnam right now, just playing nice and passive. Endpoint expecting a push here, maybe towards Banana or towards Apartments, but still a very slow start for both these teams. Reason Gaming stacking 2 towards the B side, 3 towards A, very default. Most teams go 3 towards B on the pistol, expecting a B rush here, but Endpoint actually going for a very slow, steady approach here.
I'm going to be honest with you as well, Snods. I feel like Endpoint need to get this opening pistol. They rely quite a lot on that confidence boost. If they get this, it's going to rile them up. It's going to give them the energy they need into the round as the smoke will go down, as they slowly make their contact play through. Look at this grouped up style of CS. Very coherent as they want to make their play.
Tesses towards pit, spots out one player, sees the bomb as well. Now come the rotations in from the CT side. Can they take it?
They're going to try and sprint straight in. KS will get the opener, but there's Max going big with a double already. Nicely done as he snipes down the opposition. Haste will return fire, removes the mighty Max from his prime position.
Smoke and kit for Haste, 3 versus 3, and again, Basso, the young star, prevails, and now it's going to be the man advantage for Reason Gaming. Going to this one, Fasha trying to see if he can equalize the numbers to a 2 versus 2, but the bomb is still taken away.
Things are starting to go a little bit too far south now as Yannick also getting tagged down. He's getting faced from all angles, but his teammate will back him up. Yannick as well connects the shot. Haste goes down. Endpoint with the opening pistol.
That's a big one of that as well. Mighty Max. It feels like this is his map here. Versus Excel, he was the player going absolutely nuclear. If you remember those takes towards A, he was so good at doing those 180s towards site, then spinning around getting the kills towards pit. It seems like that A-bomb site is Max's. Let's see if he can carry that form on for the rest of the T half. And as you mentioned before, Jack, that T pistol was crucial for Endpoint.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the reasons as well it's important versus the CT side is Molotovs and smokes and flashes are really important for the CT side. And when you win that pistol on the T side, you force a force buy, which Reason Gaming are doing right now, which means coming into that first buy round, they could be lacking that utility.
I feel like, to be honest with you as well, the T sides on Inferno right now have been a whole lot better in terms of structural display from what we've seen from a lot of these teams. So it's going to be fairly standard as well. Max charging straight in, removes Haste with the opening kill with the UMP. It's a nice bit of cash bonus as well. Max is just looking to mow him down.
UMP close range here, jumps across the corner, will eventually take down Tessis, but KS finds one, but will be traded out.
Basso in the smoke, going to pop out and go for a little bit of a obnoxious play. Not too much going to come of it. He does get tagged down to 61, obviously invested in armor and the Deagle, so if he can save, that'll probably be quite glorious for him. Minette as well, just stuck in library right now, but at least he can kill some time, reading a nice book.
Exactly that. What's he reading today? Going to be seeing if Stanley's going to be walking to his crosshair. Obviously, you may as well just save the Deagle and Kevlar. If you are Basso, no real reason to give that one away. Obviously, we've seen some crazy rounds with these Deagles here, Jack, haven't we, in the Elite Series? So one Deagle can, very slim chance, but make the difference.
It's true. It's not as obnoxious as Source, the deco round.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
But
used to be able to spam it and whatnot.
Oh, it was a beautiful gun, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, Minette, smart though. They'll clear the site after they leave. Max dropping that UMP.
And he can drop that. He can drop that UMP to Basso now, give the Deagle to another player. Obviously, you get that one Deagle with the Deagle, you pick up an AK, then suddenly you got the Deagle and the AK, and things start to snowball. You can play the trade game. Anyway, they're round number 3. Obviously, Endpoint after picking up the pistol will take the second round as well. 2-0 for them. As we do wait and see as to what's going to happen for Reason Gaming, how are they going to distribute the Deagle. Actually, Minette's going to take, that's a flashbang as well. So are they going to stack towards Banana, wait for Endpoint to get close, flash over, try to catch them off guard and mow them down with a blind? But instead, they're going to be leaving Basso towards that B site. He's the first line of contact here. Endpoint going for a similar strat we saw in the pistol round where they play very slow and passive, quite tentative, expecting aggression here from Reason Gaming early on.
The thing is, this is pretty good as well for Endpoint, obviously with the investment they went for. Max rebuying for the Mac 10, they still have the UMP in commission and the other Mac 10 on Fasha. They can just get a ton of cash from this round. They really have a stable buffer getting into the first full buy here.
Precisely, obviously you want to have $5,000, $6,000 in your balance, your bank balance going into the first buy. In case you lose it, you can still full buy, try to reset them back, reset the opposition back again. There you have it. Haste goes down first, and you'll see the bomb as well. 4 players towards she's going towards Speeder and CT Spawner. Actually, be wrapping towards B.
they're going to try and go for the play. Should work out for them. Obviously, 2 players on B. They basically bypass everyone at A, but they're lurking. So Fasher will find these frags as they rotate over. Imi there just making his presence known with the Galil. Will get one. Manette takes him down. So it's a trade back, but he can't quite extend to recover the weapon as they're hot on his tail. Max as well, swift as ever, will punish him.
Shame that Bastard didn't find that kill onto Imi. $600 would have been crucial. That's a Molotov essentially, or smoke flashbang. Nevertheless though, the issue here for Endpoint, do you keep these weapons going into the first Byron and take that risk with the MAC-10s? You know that recent game with the Force Spy, so they should be lacking head armor, and you can see actually no players on the CT side have head armor. So these MAC-10s, or MAC-10 singular, will be very, very strong if used correctly, jumping around the corners towards Banana, trying to see if they can get that headshot in midair. And now begins the first Byron round number 4 here, Jack. 3-0 for Endpoint. Clean so far. Can they keep forward this momentum and have it carried forward for the rest of this map?
Ooh, nice little face coming through as well now. Manette wanted to try and get the info there as they go for a fast play towards top Banana, really making their presence known early, keeping Reason on their toes. They have to throw the smokes out. Manette on the overextended angle gets taken down by Fasher. There is a response from Basso, but it's just 1 kill as Imi can take him down. That's a free AWP for Imi in this round.
Man advantage in the B site is Endpoint's. At this point, you may as well save it for Reason Gaming. That you know there's going to be so many more smokes that Endpoint can dish out. They can smoke off CT time and time again, especially now as Tessus gets picked off through the smoke. Stanley jumping on the first or second orange, just peeking over the smoke, and that finds that kill. 4 versus 2, the save will come out, and it will go 4-2 off the back of Fasher's crazy entry there. This is the issue I mentioned before. If you go for that full force spy for Reason Gaming, and you have no head arm, it seems like teams now, Casting Pro League, LDOC do this a lot, where they use those MAC-10s, those UMPs, to such great effect in those first bar rounds where they're jumping around corners, they're using and abusing the movement and mechanic you can have while shooting with those SMGs.
I like to see this as well. Good display of teamwork and actual cohesion coming out here from everyone at the end of the round, making sure there's no weapons left on site that could be recovered, getting rid of everything they absolutely can to give the other team an advantage. Very clever.
No reason to take risks here. 4-0 now, and you can see $10,000, well, just about $10,000 into the bank of Stanley. So the money is strong enough for Endpoint. They can buy for another 2 or 3 rounds here. Reason Gaming are going to go for a half buy, quasi buy at that. They have the 2 M4s to work with and upgraded armor and pistols. 3 Deagles and 2 M4s. Let's see if they can get this early kill and try snowball that for the rest of the round.
Flashbangs going in early. Endpoint, obviously, we've seen that slow default working out quite nicely for them. Reason, surely by now as well, they're going to learn. They're not going to try and go for those deep faces towards Banana as aggressively. Manette actually does peek out, though. He's tacked down to 34.
You can see Endpoint's grouping together round after round. They know that if they stack together as a wolf pack, it's so much harder for them to be taken down one by one. And there you have it. They fall like dominoes. Haste and Tessus do fall 5 versus 3.
Yeah, this is actually very nicely played. You can see the structure coming through, but KS
Stop peeking.
He's got a good angle. He's finding the headshot nods. 2 of them go down before Max will be able to punish him. Basso is in the rear. He grabs himself the AK as well. He's got armor to play with. No head armor, though. It's only going to take that 1 shot from Max's M4. Or if Yannick can try and get an angle with the AK, you can see him debating how they want to try and play this one out.
They may save this. Obviously, you save these weapons. Oh, Imi through the smoke there, sees the fire through it. And there you have it, 5-0. As Endpoint to take a very strong start. Excel had the exact same lead though last week, if you remember. They were 5-0 up and Endpoint brought it back. Let's see if Reason Gaming can do the same if they're still fighting in this one. Obviously, if they have this performance, this is Endpoint I'm talking about, where they go 3-0, they're playing well before they get into the house.
Yeah.
Surely, on paper, you'd expect them to only improve once they are surrounded by each other. They can relay strategies and tactics and whatnot, bounce ideas off each other.
Even though we're 5-0 up, let's keep the pace up.
So
It's good to hear as well. Obviously, Stanley there chiming in. The fact they need to keep their head straight. You can't try and let your emotions get in this early, as there is only 5 rounds.
And what happens as well sometimes when you have a big lead, you sort of feel like you're obligated to go for the big plays.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 5-0 up. I can take this risk here. I can push this smoke. I can go for this pick with the AWP.
The hero plays, the confident
Exactly. There's no
forces.
lead. If you're winning, playing the slow, steady, calm style, you might as well just keep going at that pace. Anyway, the Basso and Manette towards the B side. Manette with the AWP. Let's see if he's going to find blood early on.
Oh, Manette is waiting. There's the cheeky little angle. Not quite a pixel angle, but he gets a nice flower in there as well, Snods. It's very artful. Finds the first kill as well, takes down the Scouser himself. Unfortunately, Imi will hit the deck.
Man advantage off the back of that AWP now from Manette. Grenades rain in, flash is good, but Manette is not blind as he peeks out. Or is he still blind? The smoke comes in, but actually going to be falling back here. This is just a fake, it's just a ruse. But there's still 2 players towards that A site right now from Reason Gaming, Tessus and KS. We saw KS with a big 2K in the last round towards Pick. Can he replicate that now?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it did draw a slight over-rotate, but the player has got back in time. Obviously now got library control. It's going to be Haste that gets there very speedily as he sprints his way into position. Going to try and peek out, but he loses his head. His dome gets removed by Yannick, who battles him down. They want to try and take Speedway control as well. Minette's AWP's going to be a little bit awkward to try and take these fights if they get close in this. But they restructure Snods.
This is such an awkward 4 versus 4 right now for Reason Gaming. You can see they're forced to try and retake control of the map. They catch Stanley off guard, and the spray doesn't quite connect, but the backup is there. 2 versus 3 man advantage still though in favor of Reason.
Oh, they need to play for trades, but KS wasn't aware of the position of Mighty Max. Now it throws a spanner into the works, and there's a lot more high tension right now.
Karma's come all the way around. Max this time is the player in pit. Let's see if he can hold the onslaught. The Reason Gaming trying to provide 2 versus 2 kits on both these players, but an AWP onto Minette. This is such an awkward weapon to have in this scenario. We may see him trade out to the rifle to make things more cohesive.
Minette going to scope in with the AWP. Oh, the timing could be absolutely awful. He misses the smoke as well. It's all going wrong. As it starts to crumble away, Basso has to push in. He knows he has to individually make the play. Fasha taking him down. Really starts to set the final nail in the coffin.
Gonna throw in the towel and concede this one. 6-0. Endpoint looking stellar so far. So we'll go to round number 7. If only Basso had saved there, they could have gone for a 4-buy into this round.
And the thing is as well, it's so obvious just how effective Max is. This is what we were sort of touching on, the fact with this new lineup. It was almost as if Max didn't really have as much room to shine as the golden god he is, but definitely showing up today. He's coming in massive, 7 frags already to his name. He's the entry king towards that A site.
Yeah, those are 7 big, impactful kills as well. If you remember how many rounds Reason gave with an eco, that would obviously pad your stats, but instead, Max has been phenomenal. Let's give it a double offset right now, coming out from Reason Gaming, and a fast play towards Banana could counter this.
Yeah, this is going to be nice. Let's see if they can actually hold him back with the AWPs. Minette, he did get 1 kill to the previous round, but then was then traded back out. The smoke comes in. He's going to block his vision, so he goes for the warning shot. Are Endpoint going to go for the same play again, try and fool them into this?
Once again, they all stack up together as a 4 or 5-man unit. They go for the re-execute. They know that the utility is going to be weak from Reason Gaming. Does Basso and Minette have what it takes?
It's only just forced to rotate as well, and he's dubious about it. They're not sure if it's a full commit because of the fake last round. Basso hiding out is going to peek once, tries to fire off the warning shots, gets taken down though. Cannot do anything. Luckily, Minette is still alive. He's playing around the smoke if he denies the bomb plant here. Ibby is right below him, but he misses the no-scope. Stanley will remove him with a wallbang test. Ever so close, but he's blocked off by the wall of fire. He couldn't quite get the shot off as well. It only take 1 round to eliminate Stanley there, Snods.
Kit onto Haste. They have smokes and molotovs to flush out these players onto Endpoint. Spots out the shoulder, but you can see there, Stanley sees Tessus as well. Both low HP, and at this point, it really should be Endpoint. But look at the late look here. KS catches YNC off guard. Haste as well, the AWP.
Oh, they're making it work though as KS takes down Fasher. He hid by Jenny. It's all on Stanley. He gets one out as well. They jump straight on the bomb. They have the kit. I think he's barely just got this.
Seconds to go, and YNC not expecting that very, very late lurk from KS. There must have been, what, 12 seconds left on the bomb there with that lurk? And there you have it. Endpoint trying to go for a crossfire towards Paul and towards Banana. But KS, they're being essentially the MVP. If he had died there, that round would have been 100% over in that 4 versus 2.
Thing is, though, as well, you've got to take that into factor. If they would have lost that round, Snods, the amount of money they pumped into it, the double up investment going for a risky play like that, you'd have been broken.
Yeah, only 2 players surviving as well. Now Endpoint in a position where they can shatter that CT economy from Reason Gaming. And for Reason, they really want to chain these rounds together and have success. And there you have it. Talking about success, the first frag is found. Fasher will go down. We've seen this scenario before, Jack, where Endpoint still go the man down, but they go for the contact play towards A, and it feels like that A site is so easy and up for grabs for Endpoint.
It's a bit of a weird one there as well. Obviously tried to bait him out for the face so they could get the trade back, but Fasher unfortunately just got taken down. Minette was just a bit too quick in that scenario. I want to see Reason try play a slower style of CS now. You've gone for the opening pick. You finally have the first man advantage. Now just chill it out a bit. Play those crossfires. Aid each other.
What's strange as well is we haven't actually been seeing Banana control from Reason Gaming.
Yeah.
Usually you see a team take control of Banana, smoke double molly, and then leave the AWPer there alone, so you can have that we can have Basso rotate towards Arch, and then suddenly you have the early information towards B and 4 players towards A. But I've actually been seeing that so far.
You also starve Endpoint from information at that point. They have to guess where the setups are going to be. They don't have such a crystal clear image.
And you almost choke them to going into the A side. Anyway, smoke comes out, a very well-timed smoke as well, as the push was trying to happen. Endpoint going to have to force this one versus the Molotov.
Ooh, push coming through. Let's see if he can find the frags. We'll get one as he takes down Haste. That's a nice shot. Oh, nearly the response. Close but no cigar as KS starts to go huge as a double kill. He's assisted on the triple as well. Goes down before he can try and get the third frag himself. But Stanley really starting to revitalize the round now as he's connecting headshots all across the board. Needs to get one more as the rotate's coming in, but it's late. He takes the 1v1. Second guessed himself as he bobs and weaves, ready to try and take the fight another day. Will go back in, needs to get the kill on Test right about now. Time is starting to get a little bit close to the mark as the push is coming through. Couldn't quite do it as he will fall.
6-2. But another round where Reason Gaming have 2 players alive, and they cannot afford this for their economy. They need a round where they have 4 or 5 alive. They can build and establish some money going into the remainder of this half, because once these buys and these drops do come through, we're going to see what the money's like. Look at this again. They're still in a position where they can be reset. Endpoint going to have a second chance to destroy Reason Gaming's money. If they do, they're going to go to a very, very strong lead.
Oh, no players facing towards mid this time around though, but Haste actually very confident in going for the full extension round. Goes for the spot a second mid, might just find Yannick if he does go deep.
This is so risky, and now Amy is going to catch him off guard. And there you have it. The IGL captain from the British side finds 2.
Yep,
KS close towards middle. Oh, doesn't even manage to get one. Fasher will take him. 5 versus 2.
Yeah, a little bit awkward there as they did go for the fast mid burst through, leaving them with just Basso and Manette. Seems like the confidence has come back for Endpoint now, Snuds.
Oh, they're going to be saving this one. Seems so. 5 alive for Endpoint. Reason Gaming unable to put up a fight. And then they're just going to get some exit kills in. Nothing too fancy. 7-2. How much money has Reason Gaming got? Let's take a look. So, KS. So the players that are saving cannot drop. Obviously, Basso will get 2.5k, so he can drop over a FAMAS if they want to force it. Which they probably are going to have to be doing so. It's probably going to be a 2 FAMAS buy, maybe 1 M4, AWP here or there, maybe a UMP. But even then, it's not going to be strong. And at that point, Endpoint are 7-2 up. They play versus a weak buy. They win that 8-2 up. Reason Gaming forced into an eco. 9-2 could very easily be the scoreline going forward into this first half. And at that point, you have a 7-round lead on your T side. You still have so many rounds to play with as well. That could be a 12-3 and 11-4 half if everything goes to plan for Endpoint.
It's a lot of numbers there, Snods.
It is, mate. Yeah, it's quite boring, isn't it? Sorry.
It's all right, I'll let you off.
Yeah,
but it should be good, as right now Endpoint are providing us with a lot of entertainment. There's some explosions coming out all across the board. Manette going to reinvest, he will try and go for the AWP play, but you can see Chaos actually just forcing the 5-7. It's not looking fantastic, is it?
Indeed it isn't. So instead of having the UMP and 2 FAMASes, they're actually going to have 1 FAMAS, 1 UMP, and like 5-7 on KS. So where is he going to be playing with that? Towards balcony, you can have some effect there, but if Endpoint were to go for an arch trap, for example, it'll basically render him useless. Anyway, another slow round here. No presence towards Banana this time. They've tried to fight Manette. They've lost that duel a few times, and again, it seems like the A site is so easy for Endpoint to take. What is the issue here from Reason Gaming? Do they need that 4th man rotation? Do they need Manette and Bass to take control of Banana for the information? Are they simply giving up Arch too easy? We've seen many Arch wraps. Anyway, there you can see playing towards Cubby. But again, he has no one Tessus has no one baiting for him right now. If he gets modded out, he's dead instantly.
This is what I was saying. It seems like Reason don't really play together. There's no real crossfire angles. There's no trade potential. And a lot of the kills that actually do come in, they just can't try and force the trade back in their favor.
You've got a UMP towards Library. You've got a FAMAS towards Cubby. And then you have a 5-7 at Arch. This is, sorry, Balcony, it's not going to work.
Oh, he's forced that position as well, so he's going to be on the move, so his weapon will not be accurate. He actually finds a kill, though, but it's Imi and Nuts to trade it back. Somehow, KS goes massive with a 5-7, trades out to the AK now as he's got a double kill. It's a 2 versus 3, and it's in favor of Reason.
Max, oh, the timing works in his favor. 2 versus 2 now. Now this is suddenly winnable for both sides. Flash up will be flashed in, and we'll take down KS. 2 versus 1 minute now with the AWP. He's thinking, where on earth are my teammates just vanished to? They had the advantage. They can't afford to lose this round.
They've gone through the wardrobes, Nods. They're in Narnia. It's all gone wrong. They're hunting deers. All sorts have occurred. But right now, Manette, he's just going to sit in the smoke. Hope no one spots him out as he wants to try and go for a cheeky play. He's actually going to go for this as well and just run the risk.
They've saved so many times, and not once has it prevailed.
Free
Flash up. Yeah, exactly. But do they even take it? Do they need
want
it?
Yeah.
Seems like we've got one Endpoint fan there in the crowd. Thank you very much.
Loves it.
Loves it. Lives through it, actually. So they don't want the AWP. That might mean the fast play could be the call coming out now. Maybe a fast banana take. Obviously, they know that the money's going to be low for Reason Gaming. What's been working for Endpoint hasn't been the AWP from him. But yes, he's had that one pick towards the A side. But what's been working is Max, Fasha, and Stanley finding his entry kills towards A.
I'll tell you what it is, Nods. You ever make paper mache things when you were
Oh,
at
yeah,
school?
when I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah, well, Reason right now, they're trying to do paper mache, but they've misunderstood that you need glue, so they're just sort of holding the paper together. It's not really working. They've tried to make a globe, and it's all just crumbled. So they've got the balloon, they've put the paper on there and just left it.
Haven't left it to sit, yeah. Haste will eventually get the kill on Fasha Weinstein with a quick trade. 4 versus 4, so you might think there's a chance. The problem is, though, no Kevlar. Only 1 or 2 upgraded pistols for the side of Reason Gaming, and things are, as you said, falling apart, Jack, for Reason.
Yeah, Yannick there as well. He gets that confidence boost off the jazzy music, so he's going to want to strut into a site.
Get that cha-cha slide up, B.
Let's see if they can success here. Find some success as they want to work their way. And there's only one player sitting there. It's going to be Basso. USP in hand.
Oh, there's 2.
Ooh, they've gone for the stack.
Can you see? Well, that's a nice pause. The only problem is you basically telegraph there's 2 there.
Yeah.
Now they know exactly where Basso is. Tries to get that third kill on Jimmy, but on 2 HP. He lands the dink, lands the body shot, but doesn't quite finish off the job. B site is now off the grabs for Endpoint. It's going to be 9-2. And as I mentioned before, Jack, this is where Reason Gaming have to step up. If this goes 10-5, 11-4, Endpoint have so much more momentum going to the second half. They also have the pressure put onto Reason Gaming for that pistol. If Reason Gaming lose the pistol, it's pretty much GG at that point.
I actually want to see Tess push here as well. Try and play for the exits, because if they exit together, as long as he just plays close towards top banana, it's only a 5-7 he's going to lose. Imi's on 2 HP. It's still a massive rebuff if they force it out of him. But they exit together through CT. Okay, they have played it smart.
What do you lose, though, for your Endpoint? Yes, they get an AK, or even if he goes 1 for 1, he gets traded out. Look at the money, 12,000. They're going to get $3,500 bonus anyway, so look at that, 16K for Max. You'd actually rather he died so he can buy again. 9-2 now, 7-round advantage going into, I believe it's round number 12. So far, so good from Endpoint. Slow, steady plays. You've seen some banana rushes, but the difference is they've had the poise and the composure to cool it off, right? They know exactly, like, this isn't going to work, cancel. And then actually they go for the re-hit, and that seems to catch Reason Game off guard. So on the fly, tactically, I mentioned before, Haste versus Imi in terms of the cooling. Imi is definitely winning this battle of chess right now.
It's true. The mind game's going in favor of Imi right now, especially with the aid of JQ as well. You wonder what effect that has had on the overall structure. It's definitely looking quite clean and clinical on today's show on Inferno.
Talking about coaches, usually they're talking to the pauses. Where is the pause from Reason Gaming? They have no momentum. They've been reset twice now. They need a pause to work out what's going wrong. They have to address the issue of banana control. How they're giving up top mid so easy as well. Usually you would smoke top mid around, what, 1 minute 15, 1 minute 10. You'd throw your 2 or 3 smokes there, and then once the smoke fades, you then fall back. The issue is, Endpoint seem to have control of middle. Look at this, it's 1 minute and there's no smoke there. They can walk out of boiler, they can walk up middle, and there's no resistance.
See, the thing is, right, it is fine to try and give a little amount of control away if you can support yourself when you hold the choke points. But you still have to try and slow them down. Use the utility you've invested for. They've done nothing with it. Finally, a Molotov comes out, but they've only just started to play angles they can complement each other.
Endpoint trying to see if they can make this arch wrap work. They're trying to fake the B split. Let's see if they can pull off the library push.
All supporters come in quick, though. You can see Manette rotating over to aid them. They're playing these awkward angles. The site is ablaze as well. They can't really aid each other. It's a Disco Inferno right now, but it's all coming up. CT, Reason are making it work. Max and Imi traded back. Max as well. He's swift as he sprints in and brutalizes everyone on their site. It's a hat trick for Max. 1 more player remains. It's Basso. He has come over. He's arrived on a site. Max is going to try and get the bomb down in just the nick of time and play for the afterplant.
Basso, flash, Molotov, no smoke, so can't smoke defuse and try force the pick out from Max, but maybe if timing's in his favor, spots him out. I like it there from Max, and he was expecting the push there from Basso through the smoke. But instead, Basso will win the duel of time. It's going to be the AWP saved as well towards Library, and we're going to see Reason Gaming get to 3 rounds as well, so only 6-round discrepancy between the 2 teams. Obviously, if this is a 9-6 half hit, Jack, there's still a chance for Reason. But then it does beg the factor of what happens when the pistol round, if the pistol round goes in favor of Endpoint. If we see another strong start from Endpoint on their second half, could that be too much ground lost already for Reason Gaming? Are they too far behind?
Well, even if you just look at as a second pistol alone, they got the first pistol. That's a free rounds right there. Be 6 rounds they've won off the back of just opening up those pistols if they start off strong in the second half, to be honest with you.
And that's the thing with these best of ones, where you win that pistol and you're guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but you are, what, 60, 70% likely to get the second and third round. So you're looking at a 3-round advantage when it is first to 16. And if you get, as you said, 6 rounds on the back of 2 pistols, that's already, you know, a third of the rounds you need in total.
Yeah, essentially it only means you have to win 10 gun rounds to win the game.
Fire their case once again from Endpoint. Let's see if they're going to go for the re-hit towards B. They want to force out the Molotovs, and so far, they've done exactly what they were set out to do. Molotovs have been used now from Basso. Actually, Basso still has his, so Millet uses his. They're going to have 1 Molotov, so there's 6 seconds to the delay if they go for the re-hit. Imagine now if they throw smokes at this point and they force another Molotov out, and they come back with the rest of the players who do a third hit. That'll be absolutely outrageous, but it seems like they are lining up the smokes here. Again, no presence towards middle from Reason Gaming, and they're going to allow YNC to try and sell this fake.
All the smokes and Molotovs are going out. They want to try and fool them into this quite hard. You can see the rotate already starting off as well, so Endpoint are going to commit to it, though the Molotovs wait. The nice shot from Max as he flicks in the nick of time. Basso goes big with a double spray, and it's a 3 versus 3, but the smokes are down to block them.
A miracle spray from Basso gives life now to Reason into this round. 3 AKs versus the 2 Pharmacists and the AWP for the retake. They have a kit, though, on KS, luckily. Smoke onto Manette so they can smoke defuse if they coordinate that. Endpoint, no grenades left. They cannot smoke the choke points. They have to peek.
Oh, there's the opening spray, though, from Fasher. He's able to get back into a strong position as well. He's tagged down low, but no one really has the HE to blow him away. Tess has a molly, but he's miles away to really aid them. Goes in with the spam. Fasher is eliminated. Still a 1 versus 2, but he realizes time's ticking away. Just get out. I think he runs straight past an M4 as well.
Unlucky. Obviously, had not much time left to try and retrieve a weapon there off the floor. Endpoint, again, is well played. It's good team play as well. You saw what happened, right? Basso gets the miracle spray, 2 kills from him as they line up through the smoke. It's a 3 versus 3, and they run out grenades. And usually, you would see teams just stay in their shell. They wouldn't peek. They would basically get walked upon from the opposition and basically lose the round, essentially. But instead, Endpoint, they address the issue of not having utility, and they go for the 3-2-1 peek. They peek CT, they get the man advantage, and they play the 2 versus 3 off of that. Double digits now already for Endpoint. 10-3. It's not looking good here for the Danish side.
It's very much looking quite dreadful. So you've looked out your window in the morning.
Rain
snowing,
outside.
it's
Oh,
raining.
snowing.
It's horrible. There's thunder everywhere.
I'd rather be rain. I'd rather be snow than rain.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're going to go do some snow angels, mate.
Love me some snow angels.
Nice. Let's see if they can actually convert any of the Endpoint players into angels in this round, though. As KS holding a close range angle with his Mark 7, but instantly it's going to be coming up Endpoint as they dispatch 2 fantastic players on the side of Reason. Already a massive deficit into
Max
this round.
just killed him through the. He just killed him through the wall. I think he did the wall bang.
He is mighty. So,
Exactly.
you know.
Manette now trying to see if he can get some information towards B. Peeks out the Deagle. Probably going to go for a re-face as well. My goodness. Close range gets 1. Ooh, actually gets the second, but doesn't quite get the hat trick there. 2 versus 3, and he was the single line of defense towards the B site, and now it's all for Endpoint.
Yeah. This should be a fairly easy round at this point. You have the 1-man advantage. You can play for the trades, just win the round out fairly slowly. Obviously, they've got that bomb control as well. They believed it was going to be a take towards the B sites. The rotate's actually coming in as well. They've left A completely open. The welcome mat is down.
KS towards Arch. Should be hearing these steps very, very soon. Holding for the angle if they do push towards Pit. Amy. Oh, jumps in Pit instead. So going to go face from the low position. KS not expecting him.
He is trying his luck, though, as he keeps going for these peaks. Realizes what is occurring into this round. Obviously, the rotate of his teammate Hayes quite far away. They're basically just going to play for the exit frags at this point, save and hold on to these weapons into what is going to be the final round and a half after this.
No reason to give these guns away. May as well play for the last, try and salvage an 11-4 half.
He might go for it, though. Ooh. They are working their way out, Snods. They're getting the kills as well as they find a couple of frags. Max didn't know his location, so he somehow pulls it off. They get the round. I thought they were just going to go for the save.
Maybe Endpoint did as well. Never expected the balcony push there from Hayes. You saw the player towards Arch. Took all the attention from Endpoint. You had 2 players peeking towards Mini Pit and towards Library, and they never...
That's the thing. It was
There's
quite
something to think about balcony. Yeah, exactly. If this goes 10-5 now, then suddenly there's a very big difference between 12-3 and 10-5. Not just the 2 rounds, but mentally as well. if it is a 10-5 half, Reason Gaming is still going to feel like they can bring this one back, revitalize in that second half if they can still manage it. Regardless though, nades go out, might actually connect some damage as well. Good grenade doing 33 points of damage. Final round here, Endpoint already on double digits. Can they make it to 4-11? KS goes for the jiggle peek, spots the bomb as well, I believe.
Oh, I don't know. Did he fully face that? Yeah, he must have done. They must have the info here as Tessus is trying to reposition to aid him as the push is coming around. He focuses on quad though. 3 players there. They are going to burst simultaneously. Imi gets tagged down incredibly low as the burst will come through. He was ready to readjust his crosshair. The triple comes out. One of them supported by Tess. Imi will trade it back with Stanley as well. Stanley on the double has made this a level playing field.
Somehow, some way, from a 5 versus 2, Stanley and Imi managed to turn the tides. Again, another round for Reason Game where they're thinking, how on earth are we in this scenario?
Oh, Imi. He just needs to play his cards right. He's low HP, so he can't really take the fight to them. But if he doesn't clear the angle, Minette should be dispatched. He looks away. Doesn't even clear. Boiler just assumed it would be fine and gets punished because of it. Basso is on the scene of the crime, Snods. He's digging around, but he's not going to get any information for him. An 11-4 half. Endpoint looking pretty good.
That could be the final nail in the coffin towards the mentality for Reason Gaming. A 5 versus 2. You're looking at a 5 to 10 half, but instead, somehow, somewhere they peak out individually as well. They give away a 5 versus 2 when all the players are up quads. Surely there's trades there.
I'm so confused because they read it as well. They were set up for it. They were able to adjust. They had all the info. I don't know. It's the Stanley factor, I guess. He was able to just bring it back at the right time.
Exactly. 2 kills out the middle of nowhere will grant Endpoint 11-4 half. Going to this second half pistol. If they win it, win versus the Force by, win versus the, well, Reason putting on a Force again at that point, it would be 14-4. If Reason Gaming win the pistol, and obviously on the T side, we could be seeing the same sort of momentum found from it. Obviously for winning the T pistol, you force the CT side to go for a Force buy, use everything they have in their balance, and that means going into the first buy round, they're going to have 3.8k, 4.2k, they're going to lack Molotovs and extra flashbangs, so you can play that slow, steady style that we saw Endpoint are really good at capitalizing off of.
Yeah, it's true. That's the thing as well. Endpoint, all I'm really expecting to hope to see here is a lot more structure coming out. As you said, towards Banana, it's very lackluster. They did the bare minimum, no real initiative being thrown into the mix, not really using their utility, and that's a major point I thought we have to touch on for Reason. Utility use was really out of the park, really. They didn't do too much with it.
Only grenades I remember being thrown from Reason Gaming were those 2 Molotovs towards B.
Yeah, I saw a couple of HGs, that's it. I mean, what did you do with your smokes? You had all that time, you didn't use the clock against Endpoint once.
Hayes is going to have a lot to take from this game going into next week. But of course, if you remember last week, Jack, Endpoint were in a similar scenario. They were 11-6 down, and they brought it back. They won 8 rounds in a row, and that was on their T side. Issue here, though, well, the issue at hand really is, can Reason Gaming mount the same comeback back? Round number 16, second pistol, though. It's going to be Imi by the smoke and diffuser. Stanley peeking towards mid. Doesn't spot anyone just yet. Reason Gaming hiding towards second mid.
Ooh. Fasher gets the info of seeing 1 player, but the rest of them are all grouped by second mid. They're going through apps fast. Looks like they just want to try and push their way in. Could be going for the around the world. Who knows?
I think Endpoint expect this play, though. You can see they were rotating towards B initially. And now Y and C and Imi have gone back towards the A side. Imi, having no Kevlar, going to be playing a headshot angle. And this angle from Imi is so good versus an Apps Burst.
Yeah, just going straight for the Apps Burst. Obviously, the flashes come over from Haste, but the flashbangs don't last that long. The sniping is coming to effect. Stanley on the close angle for KS. Bests in Minette as well. Tessa coming in for 1. It's all up to Mighty Max now. Yannick's there as he's trying to just snap away, but he's left on 9 HP. Can't really reface. He just has to back off, wait for Max, and hope a miracle occurs.
There is a kit on that site, though. It is salvageable, but look at the rotation here from Mighty Max. Going to be saving his Kevlar, YNC doing the same, and it's fair enough. If you save your Kevlar here, you can buy a UMP. Yep. Obviously, a UMP has far more chance of having an impact than a 5.7. Endpoint going to cut their losses then. It's going to go 5-11 as Reason Gaming win the second pistol on their T side, and can they build the same sort of momentum we saw from the British side?
Do you know what UMP stands for?
Let me have a think. Ultimate. No, I've got a clue.
Universal Machine Pistol, I believe, mate.
Really?
Done facts.
It uses the same caliber as a pistol, the bullets that come out of it.
All right, calm down.
Guess it makes sense. No, I'm no Herald, obviously. Whenever he was going off on about someone's name.
What, the Minette?
Minette, something
Minette
like that.
rounds.
Yeah. Zoned out.
Ooh,
I'm joking.
much like when I cast for you.
Exactly, it shows. 5-11. 6 rounds between these two teams. Reason Gaming will be greeted by the 5 smoke setup. We saw this before, Jack, haven't we? Where they smoke off middle and banana time and time again. They try and force Reason Gaming into the choke point where they have their stack. Obviously, when it's, 30 seconds left on the clock, you sort of know where the T side is. And for Endpoint as well, the lower they can get this towards 0 on the clock, that means they can abuse those smokes, they can get the close range angles, they can have those 1 versus 1 duels that they're looking for.
Some abusive play at a choke point. Always sounds like a wild night. Let's see how it is going to go, though, as they set themselves up towards top banana right now. Going to be using that utility to slip their way in towards the site. Obviously, Fasher and Co just waiting out. They don't really have much range, Nods. They need to try and play those tight angles. Max is going to be that first point of contact, but they extend round. Luckily, he edges back.
Still got 4 smokes left, and that's only the first smoke being deployed by Endpoint. Wow, so they now have essentially 4 smokes to play with, 1 towards B. Actually, 2 towards B. You can see that player, Imi, rotating in. They need to smoke middle fast or smoke quad, one of the 2.
They're trying to push their way around. It's a bit awkward, though, as the tags already come in. Yannick, obviously, in the elevated angle with the MP9, but his presence is known. Stanley snipes down with the CZ, though. Gets 1 frag, had to reload. Unfortunately, couldn't get the second. Savu does start to slip away. Obviously, Endpoint just left with Fasher and Max. Once again, they need to save, as there's just too much investment for them to just throw away for no reason.
Endpoint not using their smokes towards middle. Allowed Reason Gaming to do exactly what Endpoint were doing to them on the previous half, which is walking up middle for free. No middle contention from Stanley, and YNC will give Reason Gaming their 6th round.
That seems to be the point we always see with these teams, though, especially on Inferno. They can play that T-side very well. They understand how to read the other team, but then they never adjust to counter the issues that they were playing against.
That is the problem, right? It feels like all of these teams from the UK are so good on the T side, and the CT side, they just crumble, they fall apart, where they have to have that teamwork, where on the T side, teamwork is essentially what it can boil down to trade frags, right?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, over time, playing together, you build that chemistry and that becomes a lot easier. When you're thinking of these setups and the communication is so much more important for Endpoint now in their CT half on Inferno. Obviously, going for that full 5 smoke force buy will mean they will have no AWP going into the first buy round. Will that impact them there? And the reason Gaming is, well, if they win that first buy because of the lack of AWPs, the lack of utility, suddenly they're going to win 8 rounds, force a weak buy from Endpoint, and this could be 11-9, and only 2 rounds separating them.
Ooh, nice angle and play from Fasher there. Does force him to peek round, but Manet can trade it back. Look at the boosts in play. All sorts of shenanigans going on towards top mids. It overwhelmed them ever so slightly as they did have the luck of the draw there. It's a 3 versus 2 though. Haste's on 1 HP, so maybe they can force another weapon out of their hands. There could be some potential from a little bit of an interesting round.
Kit as well for Mighty Max. If they can retrieve these AKs, they'll drop towards middle. Then maybe there's a slim hope for Endpoint.
I think the only thing was, it was just both of the Mac 10s that dropped. It was the double investment on the Mac 10s, I believe. They're not going to have the best plays, yeah.
It's a shame. If those were AKs, there'd be a chance. Obviously, with these Mac 10s, you may as well play for the exit kills. 1 kill from the Mac 10 is what? $600. $600 is your incendiary grenade. Said it earlier, smoke flashbang, even a kit flashbang. So if they play the crossfire, expect a exit towards banana from Reason Gaming. They could try and get some healthy profit here.
Yeah, it's a very good point, because obviously you've got to get that rebuy out next round anyway. They could try and go for a play with the Mac 10s here and pay off the debt that they will amount going through.
Bomb will eventually tick down. And we'll be going to round number 19. 7-11 as predicted, where Reason Gaming win their pistol, they win versus the Force Buy and the Eco. And Haste.
I don't understand.
Are they following him as well?
All right, Basso will trade it back at least. Takes down Mighty Max there. Yannick just going to push in. He realizes he can try and go for the play. Why don't they just all exit together and just support the guy who has 1 HP?
Must have been anticipating the play towards CT and unknown. Maybe Haste is going to be greedy there for the eco kills. Who knows?
I guess you could say he's been a bit hasty.
Exactly. Make case towards banana. Didn't work out in his favor though. AWP for Manet on the T side. We saw this early on from Imi as well. Didn't really have too much success. They had a lot more success with the rifles. Obviously, Imi was calling a very good T side, so he still had a major impact in that half. Same sort of setup from Endpoint. 2 towards B, 3 towards A, but look how more aggressive and how further up pushed towards Quad and towards Arch Endpoint are compared to Reason.
They are backing off, though. They made the initial presence, obviously wanted to try and get that seeded out in the mind of Endpoints, but they start to regroup off the majority of players, just leaving Basso there waiting as the lurk as they head over towards mid.
Only issue is an apps burst or a play towards apartments. We saw XL managing to do that. How many players are they going to put there? If we saw a split to, well, I say split. If we saw a pincer towards A, 2 towards Quad, 2 towards apartments, that could definitely work. Minute with the AWP as well. Might see a shoulder. Does leg wine see?
Yannick needs to just hide now as well. He tries to wallbang him through, but the Molotov and the actual damage being transferred in does throw his aim off. He can stay alive. Yannick can fall back into a more supportive angle.
Oh, such a good call here. Going to be sending the players from Reason Gaming towards the B site. Imi finds one to Tessus. Manette is still low. KS can be alone on this lurk, and all it does is Fascia last alive towards B.
Max got back in time, though. He was hot on his feet and was able to get over there. There's also another rotate through for Imi, and they've committed to this now, Snows. There's no going back. Max is playing around the smoke. Max, as fantastic as ever. He's always mighty in these scenarios as he punishes everyone. Huge play from the lad.
1 versus 4 now for KS. Smoke, Molotov, no bomb. 20 seconds left. He can't even make it towards the side and retrieve the bomb, let alone plant it. YNC wants to try and keep his weapon to the next round. Might even see if he can catch KS off guard. Spots out the player, and at Endpoint know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I just want him to just sort of fall back and hide at this point. If you can try and get the frag after time, go for it. It's going to be absolutely glorious stuff, but obviously it should really be on Fascia to find that kill.
Oh,
ooh, timing.
Close but no cigar. 12-7, Endpoint taking the first buy round, keeping for the momentum they managed to accumulate on their terrorist side. A massive play from Max there. You saw as well, Fascia did a front smoke, the smoke that Max is actually shooting them through. It allowed Max to push the smoke unharmed and take those fights one by one by one. Manette going to go for the AWP buy once again. Galil for haste, 3 AKs as well. And there you have it, the AWP on Amy this time.
Let's see what we can do with it. Oh, he goes straight for the dry face at middle, and Manette had the better angle. Does take him down, so actually will get the opener into the round. That's not really the way Endpoint wanted this to go.
Yep. Either a good spawn from Imi or a misread in terms of the economy. Stanley may try and wield the AWP as well. YNC and Stanley going to go for a double quad setup once again. It seems like that's their favorite to boot. How are they going to play towards apartments though? Obviously, the play from middle didn't work out for Reason Game. They went back towards B, and you saw that incredible spreader from Max at the B site. Counter map control is a good answer here from Endpoint, but it's very, very risky.
Oh, I like this though. The double push, Yannick and Stanley. They're definitely a very dynamic duo. They can stub down these troublesome terrorists that have been laying down the law, but the beat comes through. They face a little bit awkwardly. They don't clear the close angle. KS is able to get the spray down. This round's as good as done.
Mighty and Max though on the rotation. You would have thought he'd at least get one to his name, but instead they all fall down one by one. Fascia, last alive now towards B. May as well just save the AK and the kit.
Yeah, you can't even try and do anything ridiculous and really go for an AWP save here. Ooh, KS does actually push straight down, and at least that is one rebuy they force out of the side of Reason. Fascia's looking like he wants to risk it a little bit. He's trying to take the Angels. He falls to haste. That's going to be a free AK upgrade for him as well.
I imagine the call there was their money's low.
Yeah.
You may as well try and impact as much as you can. You can see KS has $500, so each kill you get will slowly but surely whittle down the T-side economy. And your own, apparently, as
yeah,
we're finally seeing a pause.
I thought they would have had better cash than that, but luckily enough, the pause is going to come out. Endpoint go for this. I like to see this as well. So Endpoint, as soon as they start to let a few rounds slip, they actually use their pause. Reason, we've still not seen a pause come out this entire game.
Yeah, they really do let the momentum overpower them, really. They don't try and halt the aggression. Did you hear that as well?
Guys, just breathe.
Guys, just breathe.
Cheers,
Honestly,
Jake.
just breathe. So, Jackie, what do you think, what sort of impact do you think Jake has as a coach for Endpoint?
He does a lot for the team. He's very useful.
Keeps them
Obviously,
alive.
He's quite tactically minded. He makes sure they're eating, washing behind their ears, all sorts. He's very useful.
Oh, that can be a problem. Wash it behind the ears with his headsets.
That's true. You get potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. He's trying to get him reared up as well, isn't he?
Bit of Jakey.
Ooh, he's a lot more spicy.
Stanley looks like it's actually getting him the pressure a little bit as well. Either that or he's just got a bit of a sweaty forehead.
Yeah, probably got a bit of a sweat there.
Nice to see Max chiming in, getting the information down as we're going to be jumping straight back into the action. I can only imagine Endpoint obviously want to reset themselves into this round. They know they don't have much of an investment to play with. Try and get this one over with, get your heads back in the game, and pick up the win here as we finally see him get a gun round back out after this one.
Would be a big win as well. They've won versus XL. They've won versus Infused. They've won versus 2 of the UK teams.
Yeah.
And now if they can take Reason as well, have such a good head start going into the latter portions of the second season, they could be front runners to go for top 4.
Oh, look at the nade stack as well, going for the CSS mixes strategy. Straight down Banana, but they're running into a setup that isn't really going to work out too well. Actually, Imi trades it back, takes down Basso. The Molotov's there. They don't want to push through the fire and flames, but Fasha does get burnt to a crisp.
Instant reply from Reason Gaming to run up middle, or I say apartments instead, as they know that it should be up for grabs. Minette cannot afford to give away this ult for free.
Imi's going for it, though. Oh, Minette, the timing could be horrific. Imi takes him down. The Scout superstar starting to live up to it.
3 versus 3. Obviously, for Imi and Stanley, you may as well save the weaponry they've managed to retrieve off the corpses from Reason. But if Max can still try and keep these players on the site and die to the bomb, that's still economical damage.
Yeah, that's a great eco round, even if they leave it in the state they've got it at right now. I mean, Max can try and go for a bit of a suicide squad play and push in if you want.
2 players taken out by Endpoint. Orb saved, rifle saved as well. A very, very... what's the word I'm looking for? Effective eco. Obviously, they get the job done, they get 2 kills. Usually that's just what you're expecting or looking for. Plus, you add in the extra weapons that they saved. Max, with a very timely death, would eventually fall as well. But 9-3, only 3 rounds between them. And of course, when Endpoint are on their CT side, if it gets to the scenario where Endpoint invest everything they have into each round, we're looking at that scenario, Jack, where it's Reason Gaming win 1 round, they force an eco. They win another round, they force an eco, where you win 1, you get 2, buy 1, get 1 free. Essentially, it's a penny sale in this one. KS.
I mean, the penny sale isn't buy 1, get 1 free. You're paying a penny. Yeah, it'd be more of a bog off. It is buy 1, get 1 free. Yeah, come on, mate.
It is back on there, that sale. Anyway.
Nice. We'll go down after. We'll grab some bits.
That was
cod liver oil, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
I'm missing out on that. KS on 22 kills. Really the star performer from the Danish side. Still waiting, though. Both teams going for a very slow tactical approach on their T side. Don't want to give away the advantage early on. Leave their team the bare ropes to play with. Now we're starting to see the smokes being deployed from the CT side, and they actually haven't given up control of top banana, which means we could be seeing the rotation towards A. But instead they fall back and play passive. As I said, the Max will be rotating towards Speedway. 4 players towards A from Endpoint. A good read, as it seems like Reason Gaming are opting to go towards that portion of the map.
Clearing it in a very familiar fashion here as they work together as a unit, try and gain that control towards quad side. They have been smoked off over at Arch, and Minette actually going to pop his own smoke as well. There's only 1 player there. It's going to be Imi with the AWP scoped in, so this will defunk him for a little while.
Smoke goes out towards Arch. Imi rattling off the shots, and actually now they're not going to expect 3 players here.
Oh, the straight push through. Stanley on the close angle as well. Yannick gets spotted out first. Stanley will get 1, but the trade's coming in. Imi also goes down at Arch. This has gone quite far south already.
3 versus 4, man advantage, but Stanley and Max are on the side. There's no way they expect another play here. Through the smoke, he finds 1. Actually manages to finish off Haste as well. It's a 2 versus 2.
Oh, Stanley barely just gets taken down as he's caused the mockery on the site. Fasher as well gets spotted. 10 rounds now in the bucket for Reason.
Tension at the Endpoint camp now. 10-12. Should be a low buy from Endpoint as well. We could be seeing a CZ armor buy. Maybe the same CZ armor smoke buy we saw earlier. But it's going to get very, very close here. Both teams struggling so hard on their CT sides. Endpoint won the first buy round, but ever since then, things have definitely gone south for them.
They're almost in Louisiana, they're LSU.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. As right now, they're trying to make their way through, though, slowly working their way up as they take that second mid control.
It seems like these teams are so scared of taking banana early on. Maybe they're expecting Endpoint to go for a double, or again, you know, go for that same quad nade stack towards banana and push it. But instead, though, Endpoint not buying smokes as well as Zeus on YNC. They're not investing in Kevlar as well, Jack, so it means they're hoping or going to be investing into a very strong buy in the next one.
Yes, indeed, Snods. As they've got that map control to play with. Obviously, they've gotten their new lease on the apartment, so they have gone straight in, setting up their desks and all sorts, as they want to try and take the mid control. Let's see if they can actually overpower the defense this time around.
Tessa's close towards Void up. Wolf on the first. Imi goes down. Man advantage as they do eventually go for the play towards it, but there's still 4 players from Endpoint here.
Yannick's ready. He wants to make the round a little bit more electrifying, as he does have his taser armed ready to go. But will this one be a bit of a zinger? Oh, KS doesn't really want to take the fight just yet, but it's going to be tested to dismantle everyone else. Haste as well. Falls Max gets a knife. Yannick somehow creates a bit of a shocker as he takes down KS, and it's all on Yannick in a 1v2. What a weird round.
But now they know exactly where YNC is. They can go towards that B site at a pace. No kit for YNC, no Kevlar as well. If there's an AWP to be saved, you may as well salvage that one. But it seems like he's actually going for this.
Max, the South London butcher, obviously just going huge once again as he whips out his little blade. But Yannick left with the AK-47. Let's see if he can start to slay as he's thrown the clip in.
Smoke, flashbang for YNC, but no Kevlar, no kit. Bomb still ticking away. It's going to have to be a full 10-second defuse, and Tessus and Basso will eventually spot him out. And there you have it. We'll be throwing the towel and conceding this one. Can run all the way back towards Arch, potentially, and try and save that AWP into the next one. But then again, 7 rounds won now for Reason Gaming on their T side.
I want to know what Max did there. I don't know if we have a replay of that. Because I've just seen him just sprint towards someone and stab him. I'm not quite sure what Max was up to, but good job, Max.
Do we have it here?
Test on the entries. Here we go. Okay, so Max gets the CZ spray. Ooh, ooh, Manette. It's the reaction time there.
Whiffs the close one, doesn't he? Gets stabbed for his time.
Loves the easy ones.
11-12. 1 round deficit now from Reason Gaming. They want to take this round and finally try and establish a lead here. Endpoint on the back foot on the CT side. We have to see them pick up the pace.
Oh, Emmy straight down, but Manette wants to prove he can be a little bit quicker with the AWP there as he's hot off the trigger, takes him down. Max once again in position though, going to smoke wall it, hold down close HE. Is it going to do too much? Ooh, nothing.
Seems like Manette really has Emmy's number here in this matchup. Max trying to see if he can find a gap in the smoke, tries to spray. Usually this players, they're playing anti-flash, waiting for the smoke to fade and eventually taking control of Banana. Nevertheless, the counterplay from Reason Games to take control of A, and there's only 2 players here.
Yeah, and they've found success every time we win. There's been 3 players, so 2 should be even easier. But Yannick gets the first kill, extends rounds. So Basso will trade it back. Stanley just trying to get in a good angle as well. Finds the initial frag, tries to get more. The spray down from Stanley is superb as he's now left in a 1v2 on the site. Manette takes down Fasher though. It's a 2v2 overall. Stanley is inhuman. He's just roaming around, blowing everyone apart.
1 versus 2. Stanley is low. Manette spots him out. Will take the AK, but instead Max finds him as he tries to exit that smoke. 13-11. And how on earth has Stanley's pulled that one off? He denies the push single-handedly. Once again, we're seeing Haste go in alone as a one-man army.
Yeah.
Gives away the bomb location, allows for the fast rotations in. For Reason Gaming, if they lose this game now after bringing it so close, will leave them fairly unhappy, as an understatement. Round number 25 now, another buy from Reason Gaming. A UMP there for Haste, as it seems like he loves those hasty weapons, as he loves to go in first and essentially be that trade frag, really. That's what he is. Goes in first, gets traded out by Basso or Tessus, and from there they're trying to find the success in their T rounds. Or, once again, Frimmy playing towards Arch, of course.
Let's see though. They have the extra support on the site this time, playing a little bit of a different style. Manette actually goes down to Max as he really went for the full drive face. He was pretty confident in his plays.
Endpoint, what they did there was they gave up control of Banana, and they knew they had the plan in their head to retake it. So the idea is you smoke, you molly, you smoke the bomb, you molly out close, you flash over, and you catch the 1 or 2 players off guard at top Banana fully blind. And that's exactly what they did. Smoke gonna come out towards the front of site, trying to allow the push to come in. A good flash as well will spook Haste. But it's still the man advantage for Endpoint as there's 50 seconds left on the clock. The rotation comes in as well. Max towards Arch, Imi towards Mini Pit. 4 players at the A side from Endpoint. Surely this is enough to hold off this aggression.
Push coming straight through. Haste wants to lose that charge as per usual. He's got the fire support though as they run in. Test gets the entry, doesn't even need to go for the trade as Yannick gets eliminated. Basso another frag as well. Imi on the close range shot as he connects that one. Stanley just whittling off those shots but can't quite find the frags. He's struggling a little bit here. No vision for him. He's so starved for information because the sheer amount of smokes on the site.
Man advantage for Reason Gaming finally into this one. Endpoint, they can't afford to be reset. They have to try and find a miracle into this one. Stanley towards single box, trying to see if he can spot out a player. KS shows his head, but I don't think Stanley sees it.
Yeah, didn't quite spot it out. Nice molly though. It forces Haste to peek, so Fasher will kill him. KS with the shot, and Basso with another one as well. 12-13. They're 1 round away from tying it up.
And that could be a full reset for Endpoint. They're 2 players alive, and the last one is Mighty Max and Stanley. What's the money going to be shaping up to be? 12 to 13, and it's going to be an eco. And even the money on Stanley as well. If they force this round, if they go double eco and it goes 14-13, they've given up the lead from a 12 to 7 advantage or a 11 to 4 advantage the first half. The problem is Stanley's money is so low, and he will be force buying. So it's going to be the double eco from Endpoint. Or going to the next buy round, they will have 4 rifles, and Stanley's going to be on the CZ once again.
It was a good read as well from Reason, because they expected the aggression from Endpoint because of what happened on the previous eco. So nice HE up towards top mid. Luckily, no one went for this play. They are just playing crossfires, nading each other. Oh, Fash has been spotted by Minette, though, as he slowly makes his warpath down towards the B site. Max gets spotted out, does fall as well. Fash are also going to be traded out by Basso. They've got site control down towards B, and they're still getting frags on A.
One of the things you mentioned as well is what sort of tactical impact will Haste have onto this lineup. And in the last round you saw it, the wall of smokes to block off any information that Endpoint can have. You plant in front of that box, the triple box. You plant for pit, you plant for quad, and then you have a player go towards graveyard, or you can even boost up on top of pit as well, and try and peer over those smokes to get those kills if you need them. But then again, once that bomb is down for a reason, their after plants have been very, very good so far.
And this is the thing where Haste is going to be the most useful as well. That T-side calling, that's where you have a lot more, you know, you can be a little bit more fluid in sort of the playstyle you want to go for. Your strategy comes in a lot more in handy. And also, they had an entire demo's worth of knowledge they could have anti-stratted off the back of what Endpoint did previously when they played Excel. They didn't really have that against Reason in a domestic matchup.
It's a lot easier to read and to research, I guess, and try and do counter plays and counter strats versus a CT side than it is a T side.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see why Reason Gaming banned out Train. The map they've been playing the whole of Season 2. The reason is they were ready for what Endpoint are bringing to their CT half. And if they do go for a full eco here, Jack, and it is 14 to 13, based on putting Reason Gaming as the front runner, say they take this.
Jake looking frustrated as well. Obviously trying to bang their heads together, get them to wake up right
and
now.
Breathe,
They've let it slip.
Take your Barocca, take your tablets, take your your minerals and whatnot.
Other brands are available.
Yeah, of course. Other minerals are available, of course. 13 to 13, and as predicted, it's going to be the second eco here. Kevlar 3 players, but apart from that, bare bones buy from Endpoint. As it will be the UMP once again for Haste, but actually Basso's going to be leading the charge this time.
Oh, Fasha gets the entry, but Basso with a double trade as he eliminates Fasha and Mighty Max. They want to go swiftly into the site as well. Imi's going to get one. Unfortunately, he couldn't tuck back in time to get the second. It was a very much a one-and-done angle, so it's all on Yannick and Stanley. They're forcing weapons out their hands, but at this point, that doesn't matter. You need rounds.
Now, Reason Gaming can play slow. They know that Endpoint have to peek into them in this scenario. They expected a full B stack towards the aforementioned B site, but instead, actually, the remaining 2 players were towards A. So if they kept up that pace towards B, they would have had the B site for free. Has YNC outthought KS. Unfortunately, he hasn't. Expects to play towards second mid, and now they are going to anticipate a fully free A site.
Stanley is coming over from Arch, though. Obviously, best case scenario right now, if he could grab himself an AK just so we had a firearm to the next round, could save a little bit of cash, it'd make Endpoint lives a little bit easier as they need to bite back immediately. They can't afford to lose any more rounds now, as Reason will be 1 round away from, at the very least, securing that match point.
So, Stanley gets spotted out towards quad, has no kit, no real chance of taking this one.
Ooh.
There's a flashbang, it's $200.
They are pushing towards him as well. You can see, obviously, Basso right now is close in apartments, but he hasn't extended any further out.
Yeah, I think they're worried that Stanley's going to try and push for a gun towards B and try and save that. Obviously, they know the money is low for Endpoint, especially Stanley's money as well. Think about how much money he has left. And he went for a force by 2 rounds in a row. He has Kevlar right now.
Well, look how rude. He stabbed his body.
Exactly. Showing the disrespect.
The Danish disrespect.
Danish disrespect, there you go.
See what I did there, it rhymed.
Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, 14 to 13. I believe the call there from Hayes was a rush A.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
Sorry, James.
Apologies, Banks. Reason Gaming going to be going for a pause as they want to see if they can really think out any issues that could happen.
Rehydrate as well.
Of course, that could be it. Honestly, Jake's telling Endpoint to breathe. They're not drinking.
It's true. There's no liquid.
Exactly.
They're choking. They need to get a good glass of H2O down them.
In both regards, obviously, Liquid, the notorious chokers. Obviously, for Endpoint here, only getting 2 rounds so far on their CT half and forfeiting 10.
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. I mean, the thing is, we've seen examples of it in the past as well, so it's not even the biggest surprise. We were worried things like this could occur. Maybe the fact is they just didn't get enough rounds on their T side, even though they had an impeccable T half. They just needed to do more.
And you think about some of the rounds they won as well.
Yeah.
The crazy players from Stanley.
The Mighty Max moments.
Exactly. And suddenly, where there isn't these star performances, one of these rounds were won off the back simply just because of Stanley. If Stanley would have fallen there after going 1-for-1 in one of the prior rounds, this could easily be 15-12, a match point for Reason Gaming. So, I believe the call was to go for an A play from Haste. But they're still just trying to see if they can feel out the opposition. They're waiting for any aggression towards Banana. Minute holding for that peek from Mimi, but this time Mimi is back towards his old tricks of the arch play. Holding the pixel angle. Trying to see if anyone will peek into him. Smoke comes out at 1:21, and once these smokes fade, issues and cracks and crevices will start to arise for Endpoint. Smoke will block off Imi's angle. Molotov does come out, but it's a 1:10 on the clock molly, which means Reason Gamer can still play this one nice and slow. They can even fake towards the B site, run back towards A, because they know the utility is low.
It's true. It's very lackluster. It's weak. They make their play anyway. They want to get close towards Banana. Look at the massive over-rotate here as well.
No.
Everyone is at A. It's just Fasher. He can be incredible, but surely not a 1v5 to leave him in.
At what point does Max rotate back towards the B side? Here it comes. Execution. Fasher has to hold off the commitment.
Everyone needs to be quick right now. They have to get back over there. Supporting Fasher was simply trying to reposition.
Save. They have to save, surely.
You cannot win this round. They're offering themselves up in 1v1s. They finally go for the call to save, but they have to play for OT.
From an 11 to 4 half. They've let it slip on their CT side as well. Why is it every single team is so much stronger on the terrorist side? It feels like they're either lacking setups and communications poor. Something isn't quite right, and definitely is the same case for Endpoint.
Okay, so if we look at this right now as well, Max had 20 frags at the end of the first half.
Did he?
Yeah.
20 or like
20
19?
frags.
20. So he's had 2 kills in 1 half. And if you remember, both those kills were the CZ kill and the knife kill.
Yeah, so...
He's had no impact in these buy rounds. This is what I meant about the lacking of the star power. Where's these crazy 2-man spread downs, the 3-man spread downs we saw earlier on?
The thing is, it doesn't even feel like it's just not the 2 star players showing up right now. It's just no one's really stepping up to the mark. Everyone needs to just give some little bit of input, try and revitalize themselves into it. Their heads have just dropped at this point, especially now they have to play for OT as well. You worry if they're going to get a little bit too complacent, just not have that drive to bring this back.
Then again, last week versus Excel, they were in a big deficit again. They were 11 to 6 down, and there was the massive play from Fash with the CZ up towards Quad, and from there they managed to rally behind it. The issue here is it too far too gone? Reason Gaming now a match point. They have 2 chances. The closest one out regulation. If they lose 2 rounds and it goes 15-15, will be met by overtime. And during OT, it's anyone's game.
There's never much love when it goes OT, mate. Push coming through, though. Let's see if Yannick can hold them off right now as the flashbangs are soaring through the sky. Nades everywhere. The entire site is set ablaze. Yannick trying to play anti-flash as well. Stanley has to trade back, but he gets the double. Stanley nearly for the triple. Couldn't quite get off that final shot. Max and Co arrive on the scene now as well. It's only Imi that's a little bit late.
Kits for the CT side, no Molotovs, but Max trying to see if he can time this push through the smoke. Basso will spam and actually tags up Mighty Max, and they're going to get cold feet, then push back. Smoke will be redeployed towards Minipit, and now in terms of utility, there's nothing for Reason Gaming. It all comes down to the peaks and the kills.
The plant there as well, it's very unorthodox. It's actually quite deep in, close towards the smokers. They do want to push their way through. They have everything, all eyes on the CTs, but they missed the shot. Minus struggling. Max actually gets that frag on Basso. There's the trades coming back through those. Max and Nimi go down. It's up to Fasher. He's got to get the double kill and defuse the bomb to pick this one up as he's pushing his way through. Time is of the essence. It's ticking away rapidly. He's struggling and panicking, but he gets the first headshot. Switches out to the AK as well. Has to fall back. Minette has a prime angle to peek and snipe him. 5 seconds. Faces, gets it. Reason Gaming get that 16th round. They lock it down. Somehow, Endpoint couldn't get it together on their CT half.
Initially, there was a stark contrast between these teams. The 11 to 4 half for Endpoint on the T side, but somehow, somewhere, the Danes managed to bring this one back. They kept it competitive, and towards the end, they're the ones that kept their composure.